Hello and welcome, friends, to another episode of Vintage Fountain Pens. In today's episode, we have a familiar fountain pen, and I say familiar because it is made by the Italian firm Maryland. I know that you remember that a few reviews ago I have presented to you this model of Maryland fountain pen, also made in celluloid, but with this green color and pattern. Today I have for you an NOS model. When I say NOS, I mean it was never used, or maybe if it has been used, it was maintained in a beautiful, beautiful state. Of course, I love the celluloid, the interesting material. You can see those colors, those beautiful, beautiful colors of it, and the line pattern. It is a quite nice looking fountain pen. As you probably know from the last episode, I won't tell you much more about this brand. I'm just telling you that this is an Italian brand based in the zone of the city of Turin, and it was a quite affordable fountain pen. They made affordable writing instruments. They were intended as gifts for different religious ceremonies. Quite a nice looking fountain pens. In the 1940s, they had gold nibs, imprinted Maryland, but in the 1950s and in the 1970s, they were equipped with this golden nib, and I hope you can see it. Yes, we have a warranted wing flow USA, and we also have a number 4 that is barely visible. This fountain pen resembles quite a lot with the other Maryland green fountain pen, but as you can see, the rod is this metallic part of the syringe filling system. It is slightly affected by the rust in comparison with the other Maryland, and as long as I have it here, I will show it to you. So the cap unscrews, and we can see that the metallic part was quite affected by rust in time. This is a simple filling mechanism. You simply push on it like a syringe, and when you draw, it creates a vacuum, and the ink is stored in this transparent tube. As you see, this was barely used. I think I will fill it for the first time for you guys to see this interesting system of ink filling. Till then, let's look at the body. You can see we have a cap, the cap unscrews, and it ends in this band. It reminds me of the 1920s and the 1930s model. You can see that the ending of the cap quite a slim base. It is prone to cracking in time, but I think this metal ring helps. You can see that it wasn't used because the plating of the ring, it is quite good. And also the plating of the clip, it is quite nice. Of course, the cap ends in this metallic ending, which is linked to the clip of the cap. Let's see how springy the clip is. It is quite springy. Okay, it is designed that we have here a transparent part, and the barrel unscrews. We leave this aside because I want to show you how easy it is, this fountain pen, to disassemble. So if you hold this part and you try to unscrew, it will unscrew. So this part, it will unscrew. Let's see. Okay, it needed a little bit of pressure. Okay, it unscrews. We are left with the system. This is the syringe filling system. Let's put this aside. And we are left with the gripping section and this plastic which belongs to the feed. So it's quite easy to clean this fountain pen. Warranted Wing Flow USA, a plain plastic feed. Now we will reassemble it. So we simply screw back on the section, and we must be sure when we close it to close it securely, because to avoid the ink being spilled. Okay, I hope that I've done a good job. For the dimensions of the fountain pen, I have prepared other fountain pens, but if I have opened it, I want to fill it with ink. For the ink, I will use this Pelican 4001 Brilliant Red, and being a syringe, I push on this metallic part. Now I will open the ink. I will insert the fountain pen and be sure that this breathing hole is completely submerged in the ink. And after that, I will pull on the metallic part. The first time it didn't work. Let's see. I will try again. Okay. Let's see if we have looked now at the second try. We have inked it for the first time. I will use a tissue to clean the grip section. Okay. As you remember, when I did the writing sample with the green model, I have some problems with the ink flow, in the sense that the ink just spilled. I hope that I wouldn't have the same problem with this model. Remember always to close the ink bottle after you are finished with it to avoid accidents. Now, I will show you side by side his green model with our fountain pen. And I have also for you interesting fountain pen, also made in celluloid, with length slightly bigger than the other fountain pens. It has also a screwed in cap, and it has the same system of filling. And my belief is that this fountain pen is also a fountain pen made by Maryland, but it isn't imprinted on the barrel with the Maryland sign. And another distinctive element, it is this nib. And I hope you can see it. On the nib, we have imprinted Dower Feather number 4. Dower Feather is a nib made out of steel, usually gold plated, but it is made in Germany. So maybe the Maryland company in the crisis of the 1950s and the 1960s, when you know that they had the competition of the famous ballpoint pen, they tried to find suppliers for their nibs, and maybe Some of them were from America, warranted, and some of them were from Germany. And you can see when I put it side by side, it is slightly longer than the other two models from the Maryland. And I have also an interesting fountain pen from the 1950s. This is a Verbana fountain pen made in the same zone as the Maryland fountain pens, the same zone of Turin. This is a piston filler with an ink window, but it has the same torpedo shape at the end of it. I will leave the dimensions of this beautiful fountain pen on the screen, and after that we will do the writing sample. I hope that it will perform better than its green brother. Let us zoom. Okay. I've put this weight paper because I'm trying to recycle my pages of the notebook where I do all my writing samples. It's interesting, and I hope you can see that this transparent little ink window shows us the color of the ink we have inside. A rather nice solution to an ink window. Okay, let us try to write with it. So this is Maryland. Hmm. The same problems I had with his brother. I don't know why it doesn't write. As you can see, I brought this till the end. Maybe this is a mistake. But I know if I will push this rod, I will lose weight, ink. Let's see what happens if I gently push. Okay, you can see it dropped a little too. It dropped too little ink, and let's see now it writes. So I'm not familiar with this type of filling system. Maybe when I pull the ink, I don't have to retract this metal part all the way over. I don't know, and I'm sorry. I will do some documentation about the particularities of this syringe fillers. But till then, allow me to continue my writing sample, and I hope that we don't have any problems. Let's put the barrel back in. Okay. And I will try to continue my writing sample. You can see we have another okay. I hope that I will no. So the spilling, you can see it continues to spill. I will try to use it as it is. So Maryland made, I say, in the early 1960s. Oops. Yes, I definitely have a problem with the ink flow. And what is the solution? Maybe I was mistaken. Just retract this and it doesn't retract. Okay, I turned it over because we have ink was lost. Okay, now I made it worse. Let's pull it back. Of course, I did a mess with all my study, with all my stuff here. Yes, maybe now I realize why this syringe filling mechanism wasn't a hit because at first I liked it. I think, oh, look what a practical filling mechanism, like a syringe. But lots of mess. But I will continue because I'm a stubborn person. Yes, made in the 1960s. And let us see. Made in the 1960s in Italy. Now we have it is usable. Italy. We have warranted. And what is the name? Warranted wing flow. Wing flow number 4. And I spoke too soon. Look. So I don't know. And I don't like this filling system. Okay, number 4. It is a steel nib. So steel nib. And certainly is gold plated. Let us test right here if it has some little spring. No flex, and quite like you see, quite a juicy nib. It doesn't have strong feedback. It's quite a nice writer. This was my review of this fountain pen. I am sorry, guys. Maybe I don't know how to use a syringe filler, but in my opinion, it is quite easy to use it. But I don't know if this ink flow might be regulated. Indeed, we have this metallic part, and I thought if I push it all the way, we will have a nice writer. Maybe I did a mistake when I disassembled it. Maybe I affected the pressure or some things to it. But it is designed to be clean like this, so I don't think I've made a bad thing. As always, I wish you to have a nice day. Thank you for your time. Thank you for seeing this review of an interesting Italian fountain pen. If you want to support my activity, please subscribe to this channel to see other vintage and new fountain pens. Thank you again, and bye bye.